everybody. So I've got a 2019 Camry XLE that has a lot of upgrades, including everybody's favorite, which is the JBL sound system, the stereo, which sounds great in theory but doesn't sound great in practice because of one big reason, and that is the famous rattle. So what happens is that right here at the back, and it was a theory that it was the grate itself that was rattling, or it was a subwoofer that was rattling. It's not. What's rattling is your package shelf right here. It's this part here that's thin, papery, and rattles against the C-pillar here, as well as the metal that's underneath that you can't see and you're not going to have access to. So here's what I did. I went to Joann Fabric and I bought myself just some simple green foam. This is medium density foam. Ran me about $20 for 2 big sheets of it. I can use it for all kinds of other things, but I'm also going to use it for this here. So I just cut it into lengths. What I did was I cut it lengthwise into strips, and it was about 1 inch by 1 inch by, I don't know, maybe a foot, I'd say. Yeah, about 12 inch. So I then took it and simply put it down into this groove along the side. And if I come over to here, you can see the green foam that's down the side. Now you really have to look for it, but you can see it. I took a fridge magnet and I simply slotted it down, pushed it down until it was in, and it is really tight. You're not going to get your finger in here to do it. Like, it got to the point where I almost gave myself a black fingernail. It's that tight in order to get it down inside. Use something thin. Don't use a screwdriver. The metal will scratch the plastic, but you can use a credit card. That's a little bit flimsy, but I used this fridge magnet just for the simple fact that it has more rigidity to it. I did it on both sides. And then for bonus points, I went ahead and I just put a piece of it inside each of these tether anchor locks. And that was just because of the fact that these things do have a little bit of play in them until you put that inside, and then that took that play away. So there's 3 of them across the back. I did it in all 3 of them, and that alone at the beginning was enough to take care of most of it. But then I had to take it one step further just to make sure that I finished it off correctly. And so then from the outside, I simply crawled into the trunk. A medium-sized or normal-sized person would fit, but just be careful. Don't bang your head on this. It's actually a much sharper edge on that than you think it is. So then on the inside, there's going to be 2 places. They are just finger-width holes. So here's what I mean. Right here, and I took some of that. I cut a 2 by 2 inch piece of foam, and I went, and what you do is you put a corner in and you just slowly work it edge to edge. It takes about 1.5 minutes. Just have a little bit of patience. Just go ahead and use your finger, work it in there. When it's done, you may think, oh, that's awfully, like, it has a lot of pressure against it. Perfect. That's exactly what you want. You want that to have the pressure so that it doesn't have the movement. There is one here. This is the passenger side, as you can see. You can tell because it's larger, and then there's a smaller one on a diagonal. And then down on the driver's side, there's another one, and the larger and the smaller are actually much closer together. They're not on a diagonal, so that's how you can identify those. And that one's just here by the subwoofers. So other than that, that's about that. All that I can tell you is it worked for me. It actually worked really well. When I was done, I went ahead and I turned on the same song, same volume, same bass level, and it worked perfectly. So go ahead and give it a try, report back, tell me if it works for you guys. Have a great day.